just plain ignorant. Y'all know anyone like that? They don't care about this and don't know about that. Just clueless to the consequences of unwise actions. Oblivious to reality's circumstantial reaction. You see, one little unwise action is the catalyst for the reaction. Once engaged, the reaction can't be stopped and won't be stopped without the usage of intervening actions. Once engaged, the reaction can't be stopped and won't be stopped without the usage of intervening actions. Sir Isaac Newton once said, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, but he was referring to the physical universe. When human action becomes a variable in the statement, aside from the ignorant, most can agree when I say, for every unwise action there is an amplified consequence, in which the level of its severity is directly dependent upon the action itself, as well as the individual's personal circumstances. You see factors such as whether the individual and/or victim is black or white, or whether they fall into the upper, middle, or lower socioeconomic classes. Still determine the degree of severity of the amplified consequences even in today's society. Don't take my word for it, check the stats. The black youth is 6 times more likely to be jailed than their white counterparts. I know it's not fair, but if I'm 6 times more likely to be jailed than the white youth, then I'm going to assure you I'll be 6 times less likely to smoke weed, use crack, sell drugs, or even possess a gun. And what's up with those who are complaining about the stats but are the ones breaking the laws? You see, you just become a statistic, nothing more than a simple percentage and ratio. Which leads me to ask the question, don't forget about your roots, but are the streets the only place we can reside? Is rap, basketball, or football the only way out? Sometimes I think we forget about hard work, academics, and will to strive higher in God. Sometimes those 264 by 900 feet blocks some call home embody a standard 3 by 7 foot casket. When one of its occupants commits that final unwise action, that one action that's going to leave at least one person dead, that one action that's going to leave at least 2 parents in sorrow, 4 families in grief, in a neighborhood in shock of what happened right down the block where their children played. All it takes is for you to get caught just doing an unwise action, and now you have a record. You just made it 6 times harder for you to get out of the streets. Yet it's still not impossible, and yeah, people make mistakes. But who makes the same mistakes 3 or 4 times? I'll tell you, those without a goal, those who live by the sword and die by the sword, those who fail to look up and see the sun rise as their life progresses on to a new day, those who are blind to reality. You know, some people are so ignorant they're blind to the consequences of unwise actions, so blind I wish I could speak in Braille so they can feel what I'm saying. I pray my words don't fall on deaf ears, but I'll pray harder they'll uplift blind souls. Because it's hard to move on to a better day when you can't see where you're at or where you're going. Just open your eyes and avoid the unwise actions that reflect where you've been and don't give up. Just always remember, it's not where you've been, it's where you're at, or rather where you're going. But only your actions can foretell that.
I'ma be on the next level. I'ma be rocking over that bass trap. I'ma be chilling with my mother crew.
So it's here on this earth I appear to be submerged with crimes as if my work was a police officer. Cause every day I come from school, it's the same old news. Someone has just been shot to death and the suspect is on the loose. But see, what I don't understand is how this shocks everyone. Cause as long as he had a license, he's allowed to have a gun. Now to you it may be crazy, but to me it's just absurd. Has anyone on this planet ever heard of using words? Cause someone's always out to kill as if this really pays their bills. I guess the regular 9 to 5 has some major gaps to fill. Cause now we have to be social class and it goes by Kill Bill. Yeah, you laughing cause you know what I'm saying is the real deal. It's like the only time people use words is when they have beef. But those words are so profane they fill me with disbelief. Other times it's a gang number that they choose to seek. Pick a color, red or blue, and wait for results on TV. Then you got rappers out here always thinking that they a G. Disrespecting women like an everyday activity. Now isn't that just ridiculous? We got the world killing innocent little witnesses, and we look up to role models for their explicitness. Now you tell me, how much lower are we gonna get with this? I mean, what happened to us having a discussion? Sitting down at a dinner without the cussing. We become so uncivilized, it's disgusting. Listen, just use words, not weapons. That's why I'm here. So if you're not, begin to step in.
She told me to use words, not weapons, to inspire you. But how about I use words of weapons? But wait, better yet, scratch that. Weapons of words. What's its name for some of the most powerful words? Words that switch your mind to a gear called accelerate, so you can't eliminate all negative talk and after that, hey, that's all part participate and focus on me when I say stop speaking out of fear and start speaking out of faith. Just call me a philanthropist and I give you an explicit vocabulary. I'm just trying to explore your dictionary, honey, because sometimes I feel being written at the bottom of the dictionary. And stop being so hypocritical and cynical. Your life is hard, honey. Oh, I'm sorry, you think you have it rough. Well, let's just suppose that I juxtapose your life with someone who actually has it tough. Like little kids who are dying from cancer, AIDS, sickle cell, leukemia, or maybe even polydipsia. Do you know how lucky you are? No, that's question rhetorical, so please don't answer it. You're not dead, dying, ill, or sick. So this box you live in, step out of it and live. Take a trip to Venezuela, go visit Peru, Constantinople, or maybe even Timbuktu, and stop living in a world of logical fallacy. A knife is not a weapon, it's only one step closer to a lawsuit, and I don't want to see anybody else hurt you. Your greatest weapon is the one sitting inside your cranium, behind your foramen magnum, and use that to shun all ignorance and ignore such coarseness. Put all my vocab words in just 3 simple sections: words of wisdom, words of wonder, and words of weapons. Thank you.
Tears. Every day fronting like I'm so tough, but my tear ducts don't even work because I cried so much. Every day fronting like I'm so tough, but my tear ducts don't even work because I cried so much. Maybe if my dad was there for me when I was growing up, I wouldn't be 6 feet deep in the ground. So what? Why am I dead? Is that what you asking me? Because I had to provide for my family by selling crack and weed. And to think, I could have been good at math or something. Somebody call a Bush and tell him that 9mm are a weapon of mass destruction. Everyone on the block point at me whispering, he's a killer. But don't know the tears streaming down my cheeks every time I had to squeeze a trigger. Ever since my mama threw me down a flight of stairs, my life has been nothing but a perpetual nightmare. Rumor has it that she's a crack addict, but that's not the truth. Cause she worked the street corners as a prostitute. Quiet as a church mouse, but I'm just being too coy. Cause I yell, you're a jerk every time I see her new boy. Friend. And any alone time I spend is heaven sent. Cause when them two are together, it would spell my end. She doesn't feed me. All he do is beat me. Words not weapons? That ain't what they told me on TV. They told me to be mean and tough. If you ain't murdered, raped, and assaulted, then you ain't mean enough. So I took the advice, tried my best to stay hard, but burst into tears every time I thought of my cousin's tombstone at the graveyard. But I thought I told you last time, and the tear drops next to yours, my brother, that's mine. And I'ma quit with the fast rhymes, cause fast times cause me to flat line. But that's fine, cause I kept it 100 till the last line. Every day fronting like I'm so tough, but my tear ducts don't even work cause I cried so much.